Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Beat 40 inaugural event for the 1992-93 wrestling season. Coming up, coverage of the Titan Kickoff Classic from Lake Taylor High School. We'll be watching the Great Bridge Wildcats take on Franklin County. Great Bridge had won easily its first two matches over Bayside and James Woods. Likewise, Franklin County had won its two previous matches. Throughout the course of the evening, we'll see scores from the officials. Frank Lapoli will be all over the place, as you'll notice, and while that's not unusual, perhaps you haven't seen him in a refereeing outfit before, but you'll see him there, you'll see him on the mat, and also you'll see him with Jody Staler, who will be helping him out provide coverage of the Great Bridge Franklin County match. Before we go to coverage of the match, though, let's go to Frank Lapoli with Robin Brinkley from the Virginian Pilot.
Hi, I'm Frank Lapoli for Sports Beat 40. I'd like to welcome everybody aboard for another great wrestling season along with Mickey and Richie. And we've got great things in store for you this year. We're here at the Lake Taylor Kickoff Classic where 15 teams have assembled from across the state. 7 of the top 10 teams in the region are wrestling right here today. Kind of a get-to-know-you type of dual meets, and we're going to see a lot of great competition. We're going to fill you in on the scores as they come in. The referees are going to give you the blow-by-blow on just what happened in each individual match. This year, we hope to give you a big calendar of events that starts right here and goes all the way through the state championships. Our first guest of many that we're going to have today is Robin Brinkley. Robin is the sports writer that you'll be reading about, reading everything he has to say with the Virginian Pilot Legistar. Robin's been writing wrestling for a number of years. You haven't been reading it for the last 2 years, but now this is your beat, right?
This is my beat. We've changed things around a little bit this year. I'll probably be doing more. I'll be in charge of the whole wrestling picture on the south side, whether it's Chesapeake where I'm based, but I'll also be covering matches at the beach, Norfolk. Wherever there's a big match this season, I'll be there.
Well, Robin does also the rankings, and I'm going to talk a bit about the rankings. Not an easy job to do the wrestling rankings, but it means a lot to the kids, and that's really something people look forward to and creates a lot of interest in the individual dual meet.
Well, it's very time-consuming. You can imagine just trying to keep up with all the records and posting the results takes hours, but it's fun. You know, people do look at it. That's probably where you get more comments about than anything else, and it's tough at the beginning, though, when nobody's wrestled and you're not sure what weights people are going to end up, but you know, there's a little bit of heat that goes with it, but you got to take that.
Well, here at the Kickoff Classic, there's a large amount of kids that are in your opening ranking.
Well, just a reflection of the quality of the teams in the field here. You have good teams, you have good wrestlers.
Right. Also, as the year progresses, how do you see our overall competition in the district shaping up?
Well, I kind of agree with most people. I think Great Bridge is going to flatten everybody. I don't think anybody's going to touch them this year. Western Branch has a terrific program. They've been state runner-ups 2 years in a row. They've given Great Bridge some good matches, but I think this is a special team that Great Bridge has, and the schedule they are wrestling is unprecedented for anyone in this area. The competition they will have had when you come down to the tournaments at the end of the season will just make them even better. After that, I think Kimsville's going to be a very good tournament team. You got 3 place winners back from the state that, as you know, as you go along, they're going to be there, and they'll be creeping up. They may not win the beach, won't win the region, but they may be second in the state. Western Branch will be in the top 5 again, and you got some teams here. I'm really anxious to see Franklin County today. I know this is probably their best team ever, and you know, who knows? They think they got a shot at Great Bridge, so we'll see.
Franklin County match is one of our feature matches that we'll bring in you a little bit later, and the results are rolling in. Our first results just came in from Lake Taylor, I believe, and Bruce Striffler, he's got those scores.
Hi, I just finished refereeing the Indian River Lake Taylor match here at the Lake Taylor Classic. It was a very exciting match with falls occurring early in the match, going down to the heavyweight match, which ended up in a fall for Indian River. Indian River won the match 37-27. A very exciting match. Both teams were in shape. They wrestled hard. Very hard-fought match. My name is Bruce Striffler with the Southeastern Wrestling Official Association. Now back to the truck.
We're just about to get underway with coverage from that Titan Kickoff Classic, but first, Frank also had an opportunity to talk with the Franklin County coach, who had been quoted in the newspaper earlier in the week as saying he was looking forward to Great Bridge. Let's see what he had to say to Frank.
Big matches coming up.
Oh, that's why we traveled all the way down here, we know we wanted to wrestle the best. We think we have a pretty good team this year, and it's early, but we wanted to get a look at them on the mat and get them on film and see what we need to shoot for. So we were real excited to be here and real happy to be wrestling Grape Ridge.
Grape Ridge ranked number 2 in the country coming up to today's meet. Big opportunity for them. What do you got to do to win?
Well, we've got to be very intense. We can't let up for 1 second. They're really tough on the bottom. You know, they can catch you with 4 or 5 points anytime you blink your eyes, and they're good on their feet too. So we're going to have to wrestle to our top ability, and we've got a few things we're going to try, and we're just looking forward to it. We're not peaking by any means. We're a little rough at this point, but we're going to go after them, and if we weren't, we wouldn't come down here. So we're really happy to have a chance to get on the mat with a team like Grape Ridge.
And we're just about ready to get underway now from Lake Taylor High School. Grape Ridge taking on Franklin County, both undefeated. So back now to Frank and Jody Staylor.
Well, here we go. Sean Darnell ranked 3rd in the area, was 3rd in the state last year, and he'll be wrestling Darren Way from Franklin County. Darren is a junior, and he was 2nd in district and 5th in the region last year. Our special guest through the telecast of this Grape Ridge Franklin County head-to-head feature is someone known very much in the area, Jody Staylor. Jody, Grape Ridge looked great in the opening match. Opening 2 matches.
Yeah, they did. They came out and went at these teams. In the first match of the year, it's kind of, you don't know if they're going to go out and freeze up or if they're going to go out and open up and really, do what they've been practicing all year. So it seems like Steve should be pretty happy with their performance. They seem to really be opening up and taking it to these guys.
Shane opening up the attack like Grape Ridge has done all day long. They're really been staying at their opponents, shooting doing a little Russian setup and sweeping the far leg. If you watch him, he'll try to bring his head up and change it off and what they call cut the guy back, or he'll step there. You see that head come up? There it is. That's what they've been scoring with all day long, and Shane gets on the scoreboard 2-0 right here with a takedown. I've been corrected, Jody. It's Sean Darnell, and you know him better than I do.
Yeah, they're both twins. They have a pretty good relationship with each other. Most of the time, you think of twins as being near the same weight as wrestling each other and getting in fights up, but they seem to have a pretty good relationship with each other, and everybody gets to mix up most all the time. And this one's Sean Darnell. He's the lighter one of the two. Both have really good ability. He's a year younger, or not a year younger, 1 year below Sean in school, and Shane in school, I'm sorry. And they both seem to do a lot of things the same, so it's very easy to get them mixed up.
Right now, Sean is trying to slip into a Turk. You see that foot back there? He's kind of laced back there. Looks like he's kind of caught. Well, that's there for a reason. And that's the end of the first period. The score is 2-0 in favor of Sean Darnell. Jody, if you might remember, was a 3-time state champion at Grape Ridge High School. High school All-American, went through Grape Ridge completely undefeated, was an All-American in his freshman year at North Carolina, and has recently transferred to Old Dominion. So we'll be seeing a lot of Jody as his career continues to unravel here at the Tidewater area. And what a plus to the Old Dominion program Jody will be. Oh, this is what Grape Ridge has been pretty intense on going right after big points early. They don't seem to be sitting back for anything, Jody.
Yeah, definitely. These guys, they've been drilling, Steve's had them drilling a lot of pinning combinations and taking them straight to their back from their feet. Most of the time, that's when a guy's most vulnerable, to go to his back straight from his feet. He's more worried about the takedown than the guy getting back points on him. And they really seem to be doing a good job on that today.
How do you feel about Grape Ridge's ranking? They're going to be ranked 2nd in USA Today. Do you think they're worthy of that ranking, or is the best team yet to be seen by Great Bridge this year?
Yeah, this is definitely. I think, you know, we had some studs on the team when I was there, but I definitely think that this team is you know, just as good, if not better, as the best team we had. And we were ranked second when we were coming up, and I think this team is every bit worthy of the ranking they got in USA Today.
Well, as time will tell, they've got a demanding schedule. They're going to be going out to Ohio, and we'll be showing you that tournament and some matches that do out here, and then they move on to the Virginia Duels. Well, they'll be wrestling Grundy, who I don't believe you guys have ever wrestled Grundy before, have you?
No, we never have. It's going to be a definitely highly anticipated match. Kevin Dresser and Steven both wrestled for the University of Iowa, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of bragging rights going on this match. I mean, I think, you know, realistically, Great Bridge has a lot better chance than Grundy. Both have been pretty dominant in their respected AA and AAA schools. And so I think it's always been a big rivalry, and I think it's going to turn out to be a really big match at the Virginia Duels.
The score is 2-0 in favor of Sean Darnell. Sean, I'll get it right sooner or later. 4-0. 4-0 Sean Darnell. He got a reversal. All right. And we're in the second period. We are at the Titan Classic. There's been 3 matches going on all day long. It's been a great first time out of the starting blocks for a lot of these teams, and it's kind of a barometer of where you're at. Cox had a real big win in our lower weights, but Franklin County came back and beat them and lost their opening match, and now they're involved with a big match against Woodbridge, I believe, right? No, Herndon. Cox is wrestling Herndon. We're into the third period with Sean Darnell wrestling Darren Way. The score is 4-0 in favor of Sean Darnell. This is the opening match. We're at the 103, and there's Darnell is a great with that sweep and to almost like a barrel roll finish.
Exactly. He's really working on that a lot. Guys are really open for that when you keep the arm. Most high school guys will try to keep that arm.
Oh, nice little headlock by Darren Ching Win. Oh, I've been way off all day. We've got Sean and we've got Shane. Sean is winning 4-0 here in the third period at the 103-pound match over Chin Win. Now the score is 8-4 in the third period. With me, I have Jody Staler from Great Bridge High School, former 3-time state champion, All-American, outstanding wrestler in the Virginia Duels, NCAA All-American at the University of North Carolina, recently transferred to Old Dominion, and what a plus that will be for their program. Jody, the guys are really being physical out here for Great Bridge. They haven't had an easy, they've won big tonight, but they've been impressive in their first 2 matches. I believe they only lost 2 matches, the entire 2 or 3 matches of the matches they've wrestled all day long.
Yeah, they did. They wrestled, actually lost 3 matches. That's right. They definitely looking tough. These guys, you got a lot of team camaraderie. Guys really sticking together, and, look towards the bench for a little extra support. So it's really helping these guys out a lot.
Out of 26 matches wrestled tonight, they've won 23 bouts so far. That's going to be the end, closing down to the end of the first period with third period with Sean Darnell, and the lead looks like it's 10-4 at this point in time. And I don't see, unless a big move comes out, anything will change. So Great Bridge draws first blood and takes a 3-0 team lead after the first match with a 10-4 win by Sean Darnell over Chang Nguyen. This brings us to the 112 match, and I'll let you do the introduction.
This is Sean Darnell, wrestling at 112 for Great Bridge. He was third in the state last year against Darren Ray of Franklin County. He was second in the district last year and fifth in the region. Shane right now is ranked third currently in the area. Really tough wrestler, looking really good here in the opening two match. He wrestled one match already today and looks really like this one's going to turn out to be the same way.
It tells you how tough the region is. He was third in the state last year, and he's ranked third in the area. The state champ is back in his weight class, and I believe there's another guy in there that's pretty darn tough. So here he goes, a quick reversal. So I tell you this Franklin County team isn't gun shy at all from Great Bridge. They're taking it right to him. They're going right after him.
That's right. This team doesn't want to come down here and representing their respective region and let them down, so they're definitely coming out with everything they got, really trying to put it to Great Bridge. So it says a lot for that team to not have so much respect and to come out and really want to beat these guys.
2-2 to score. We're in the first period, 1:07 to go. Right here with Great Bridge. That's more or less your signature.
Yes, definitely. That's what, like I said, most of the time when you're taking a guy, lifting him off the mat, taking him back down the mat, he's not too worried about getting back points. He's more worried about himself and getting down safely to the mat. So a lot of times his legs will come apart, and that's what we call a turf. We stick that in and get some back points.
There's 2 points for Shane Darnell. So that makes it 7-2 into the second period.
Yeah, he's definitely working on that front headlock a lot.
It's a classic shot on a front headlock. He's got his head right in the guy's armpit. And you're going to see him take a big step, almost like a cross step. There it is. And he's going to reach right there, and that's 2 points. Picture perfect.
Shucked him by there on that one. That was a nice shuck by.
And you're seeing this a lot. I'm seeing Great Bridge go on their feet more and more, I believe, this year than I have in the past, rather than trying to score a lot of points in the neutral position opposed to on the mat.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of times when you get a guy wrestling against you and he knows you do a lot of turns and tilts and pinning combinations, they tend to clam up. So therefore it makes it really difficult for you to score any type of scoring points. So therefore try to let him up and take him to his back from his feet, which is a lot of times makes it a little easier on guys that tend to clam up. There we see a nice inside step there by Shane. The lift and taking him down. Another 2.
He's got his knee in his back, and he's got, see that hand lace through? That's called a Torella. He's going to try to tilt him over. It's tough to pin a guy in here, but you can rack up some back points.
Yeah, definitely. He's got him in there. Sometimes it makes it a little difficult to get guys when they scramble on you. It's kind of a loose move, but Shane does a good job with it usually. Not much time there.
13-4 by Shane Darnell. And we're at the start of the third period with the score 13-4. Shane Darnell, 112-pound match. Great Bridge has got a 3-0 team lead over Franklin County. Both teams are undefeated coming into this match. Both have 2 wins. Franklin County had a big win over Princess Anne and had a very impressive win, a come-from-behind win against Cox High School. So you know Franklin County is for real. I'm with Jody Staler, a former 3-time state champion from Great Bridge High School, and we're in the third period, and it looks like everything's going Shane Darnell's way.
Yeah, it definitely does. He's really getting in on that single leg really good. This Franklin County guy is definitely tough on it, but he just doesn't seem to be able to to, nice takedown right there. This could turn out to be deadly for Shane here if he doesn't break his grip. He needs to try to stay flat on that mat.
He's kind of, Great Bridge looks in good position. Looks like he's a little out of position with this cradle. He's just trying to brute force it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's a lot of technique involved in that move, and I think he kind of lost it a little bit and was going for the, kind of started seeing stars a little bit too early, I think. He was going for the pin. Shane did a good job staying low, and a nice reversal there into
Kept his composure, nice stand and switch, and then there they go, real physical. Great Bridge has been real physical, and there's a whole indication of what's been the tone of Great Bridge style the entire day. Just really beat you up, bang you up, and take you down and pin you. And they've recorded a lot of pins today.
Yeah, they sure have. They're really picking the tempo up quite a bit. They're a little bit of a, kind of came down pretty hard. His weight and Shane's weight both right on top of it. Might have knocked the wind out of him a little bit.
We've got a timeout here as the injury time, and we're going to kick to the referees for some more scores.
I had the match between Deep Creek High School and Poquoson High School. Deep Creek and Poquoson had a real close match. Poquoson jumped off to a 14-0 lead after the first 3 matches. After the 5th match, it was 14-12, still in favor of Poquoson. The match seesawed back and forth up until the 177-pound match, or 171, excuse me, at which time Poquoson had the match sealed, and Deep Creek closed out with 2 falls to make the score 33-30. I'm Jerry Kirby. Thank you.
After Richardson from Bayside pinned Corposio from Denby in the first match, it seemed to go all Denby's way. They got Bayside got a win in the middleweights and 2 wins towards the end. The final score was 47-24 Bayside. Denby kept hustling, and I think that's what determined the match. I'm John Nolan. Back to you guys.
Okay, here we are. We're in the 3rd period. The score is 17-8 in favor of Sean Donnell. And Sean is wrestling Darren Way. Oh, and he just laid one on him. Hanging in it, nip and tuck. The score is 17-8, but it's been a hard-fought match the entire way.
Yeah, definitely. The score doesn't do Ray justice. He's definitely done a good job here in this match. He's definitely stayed in and kept his good head and stayed in there and fought Shane the whole way. Shane's got a little frustrated there at the end, and, with good reason. Ray's doing very well.
All right, this will make end of the 112-pound match. 4. So that'll make the score, the team score, 8-0 of Great Bridge. Jody Staler, former Great Bridge 3-time state champion and All-American.
Area last year, Matt wrestling this year.
The team's okay. 2nd period. Wrestling.
Austin.
1 4 3
A score of 57-9. They had 8 consecutive pins in the upper weights, roll into a 57-9 score. James Wood was very dominant on their feet, used good takedown maneuvers as well as good pinning combinations. Once they got them down, they turned them over and they didn't get up off the back. James Wood seemed to be a very dominant team. This is Bruce Striffler. Now back to Frank.
Well, we've updated you on some scores. We'll be kicking back to the referees throughout the match and updating you on what has happened around us here at the Titan Kickoff Classic. A lot of excitement here. 15 teams from across the state. We're at the Great Bridge. We're in the feature match. Great Bridge against Franklin County. The team score right now is 20-0. We're at the 135-pound weight class where Shannon Baines and Daniel Gearhart are wrestling at the 135-pound weight class. We're in the second period with the score 3-0. With me is Jody Staler, former 3-time state champion and All-American from University of North Carolina. Just transferred to Old Dominion. That's to be a great shot for the local program here. And I tell you, Great Bridge has looked great. Undefeated in the first 2 matches tonight, and so is Franklin County, and these guys are on a collision course, but Great Bridge has been dominating this match just like they have in their previous matches tonight. They seem to be on a very physical, take-it-at-you mission, Jody Staler.
Yeah, definitely. This is Great Bridge is notorious for jumping out to a big lead in the lower weights, and they seem to be doing the same thing here in this match.
I can remember a team that did that, and you were on the Great Bridge team that wrestled against them. Midwest City from Oklahoma, and their philosophy was a score a takedown and back points in the first 30 seconds. You guys seem to be following that same style and philosophy today.
Yeah, definitely. We took some lumps to Midwest City, who was ranked #1 that year, and we were definitely in a rebuilding year. That was my senior year, and we lost a lot of our returning starters, and so, but it was definitely a learning experience for Great Bridge, and I think that it's helped us to become a little bit more aggressive here in the later years for Great Bridge and for Steve.
We're in the second period, 31 seconds to go. 3-0's the score with Shannon Barnes and Daniel Gearhart. The Great Bridge against Franklin County. Around us on one mat is Cox High School in Herndon, and on the other match is Western Branch and Woodbridge High School. At the Kickoff Classic, there has been 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 dual meets running since 10 o'clock this morning. What a marathon, and it's been great matches all the way down the way. All the way. And at 5-2, here's the score going into the third period. Here's the start of the third period as the score is 5-2 with Shannon Baines over Daniel Gearhart, the 135-pound weight class. The team scores 20-0. Great Bridge over. Nice sweep duck under almost combination there with Jody Staler.
Yeah, definitely. What he does is he takes a little sweep to the outside, and when the guy takes and sprawls his leg back, he slips his head to the outside and comes up. Looks more like a duck rather than a sweep move.
7-4. Looks like Wayne wants to just keep him on his feet and score some points. Play the takedown game.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get a few more points and try to maybe get a major decision and get 14 points instead of 3 for the team, because you can never count this Franklin County team out. They're definitely good in the upper weights, so Steve wants to get out to an early lead here in the beginning.
Well, they got a lead as 20-0 is the team score here in the third period at the 135-pound weight class. Great Bridge against Franklin County. Great Bridge has won 2 matches today. They've had wins over Bayside 66-6, and had a real big win again over Great Bridge's second win, I believe, was over Woodson, right?
Right.
I mean, Woodbridge.
James Wood.
James Wood, right. James Bridge over Great Bridge, right. And so they've got 2 big wins, have a 48-match winning streak. Got to be one of the top winning streaks in the country. Great Bridge comes into this match ranked 2nd in the nation.
Shannon looking a little sloppy there towards the end of the third period. I think he let
8-6.
Let it get to a little bit of fatigue get to him mentally. And he's got 5 seconds. It looks like he'll be able to tough it out here at the end.
5 seconds to go. Here in the third period, Shannon Baines and Daniel Gearhart, 8-6 is the score. And that's the way it will stay, 8-6. John Dinamo from Great Bridge, a senior, just seemed to break into the lineup this year. And Albert Wright, another senior from Franklin County, was second in district and fifth in the region. This Franklin County team comes in with some great credentials right on up down the line, Jody Staler.
Yeah, definitely. They have 12 returning starters coming back from last year, placing fifth in the state, which really shows a lot for this Franklin County coach and for the team. They are really tough and seem to have jumped up and become high up in the rankings here in the high schools, and seem like they want a shot at the state championship.
Is this John's first match today? Because Jody, Great Bridge has been putting some different guys shuttling different guys in the lineup all day long.
Yeah, they have. No, actually, this is John's third match. He's been in every time here, and he's actually, his brother wrestled with me. He has an older brother, Joe Donano, who wrestled with me when I went to high school at Great Bridge. Both have about the same style of wrestling. Kind of strong kids and just kind of hard-nosed and take it to you straight up. No real tricks, just real hard-nosed wrestling.
Nice treetop single, and the reason they call it a treetop is his foot is up in the trees. Some birds can land on it. And he takes a 2-0 lead here in the first period. John Dinamo. Looks like. And we're saying it wrong, John. We're sorry. I'm Italian. I should do better. But for the moment, we're going to call you John Dinamo and Avery Wright from both seniors. Franklin County and Great Bridge. And Great Bridge has a commanding 23, I believe, 23-0 lead here at the 140-pound weight class.
John's really controlling him down on the mat. He's controlling his ankles and keeping that man from getting any type of motion started, which is what you need to get off the bottom. Stops his motion there with the ankle, and then tries to work up, try to get a hold of something up high, a wrist, or go for another rod. It's 2-0 starting into the second period with John Donano leading Aubrey Wright at the 140-pound weight class. Franklin County going for the cradle here. Seems to got it locked up.
Oh,
back points. Back points. Definitely going for the pin here.
Real good. Now, he doesn't look like his shoulders up. Shoulders up on the far side. He doesn't look like he's in any real danger. See that chin? You can almost see if he's, looks like it's going down a little bit now there. He's out of it. And that makes the score, should be 3. Right? 3-2. Favor of Aubrey Wright.
Now it's 3-3 with an escape from John, I'm sorry.
Yep. 3-3. Second period. Great Bridge in the feature match against Franklin County. Team scores 23-0, and it's not going to get any better because the studs are yet to show up. The real bulk of the lineup is right in the middle for Great Bridge. Murderers Row.
That's right. The next 3 weights are their big studs coming in. Mark Strickland, we got Eason, and Jamie Kelly.
Jamie Kelly, right. Starting with the Terminator. We're going to have to think of a good nickname for Mark Strickland. He's tough, and he'll be up here in just a minute. That's a referee's timeout. here in the second period, and when they take that timeout, we'll kick to the referees for some more scores of some action that's been happening here at the Titan Kickoff Classic.
Hello, my name is Tom McMillan. I just finished wrestling the Lake Taylor Deep Creek match. It was an exciting match, which the score changed hands 4 different times, with Lake Taylor winning at the end on a decision to win with a final score of 33-32. Both teams fought hard, and it was a great come-from-behind victory for Lake Taylor.
This is Kenny Mills. I just got finished doing the Indian River Herndon match. It was a close match up into the 145, being tied at 18 all, and then Herndon started rolling away with pins. The final score ended up 41-22. I think the first match, Herndon didn't wrestle the first match, and Indian River did. That might have made the difference. Back to you guys.
Here we go in the third period of the 140-pound weight class. Frank Lapoli and Jody Staler bringing this awesome display from Great Bridge against Franklin County. They've mounted a 23-0 lead, and we seem to be in our best match probably of the night right here. It's a real close one. Great Bridge, again, like I said, a 23-0 lead over Franklin County, and this is a very good Franklin County team with 11 returning starters, ranked 5th in the state last year. They've won 2 matches so far here in the duels over Princess Anne and Cox High School, but they've got their hands full with Great Bridge like a beehive all over this Franklin County team. John Dinamo seems he's in trouble here in the third period by Aubrey Wright. Could be the first team points that Franklin County scores, and it looks like they're digging for that pin right here. Jody Staler's been our guest analyst all day long, and the Great Bridges look tough, but they've got all their hands full here at 140, Jody.
That's right. John looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here. Whoa, with a pin.
That puts Franklin County on the scoreboard 23-6. It's their comeback, but the word, like I said, if Great Bridge has opened the door, they send in the Terminator to close it, because here comes their state champ, Mark Strickland, 41-1 last year, the Great Bridge record for most wins in one season.
Yeah, Great Bridge really wrestled a lot of matches that year. I was surprised, and he did really well, losing one match, and
he pinned himself in that one.
Yeah, he did. He seemed to be a little upset, I heard, at that match. But it's Thomas Simmons from Franklin County. He's first in the district and first in the region last year, and he's the captain of their team in Franklin County. So it ought to be a pretty good match.
Here we go. So this is their best. It's a good time to send out your best guy is right here, but Strickland doesn't seem to bother him. It's the state champ against the regional champ right here at the 140-pound weight class. Frank Lapoli and Jody Staler. You remember Jody, a 3-time state champion from Great Bridge High School, former All-American at University of North Carolina. He's now transferred to Old Dominion to help their program out, and I'm sure that he will. Our team score right now is 23 for Great Bridge, 6 for Franklin County. 140-pound matchup with a battle of the Titans. Mark Strickland, the defending state champion, and Thomas Simmons, ranked first, the regional champion from the Northwest region. Thomas has all he can handle tonight with Mark Strickland. Oh, and he's a goer. He's not backing down from Mark Strickland at all, Jody.
No, he's not. He's definitely coming at Mark and showing him no respect over the state championship title.
0-0.
Yeah, well, actually it's 2-0 with Strickland on top. I think the scoreboard score is a little off on that. There it is.
Yep, 2-0 in favor of Strickland. We're at the Titan Kickoff Classic. We've had 18 dual meets run all day long, and they've been great matches. Teams from all over the state. 7 of the top 10 teams in the region right here. And a great prelim to the opening of the 1992-93 wrestling season here in Tidewater. And a good one it will be. Great Bridge, the runaway favorite, ranked number 2 in the country, and from what we've seen today, they are definitely can stand up and say that they are worthy of that ranking.
Definitely. They've looked really tough and gone at everybody. Everybody was questioning whether or not Great Bridge was going to come out and kind of be cautious and try to protect their reputation and their lead, but they've really come out and taken it to these guys. Right now we have probably the best match that we're going to see of this whole dual meet here with Mark Strickland and Thomas Simmons.
State champ against the regional champ. We're in the first period, scores 3-0. Deep single. He's in there tight on it. It's hard to fight that. It's your whole body around your ankle against, and the guy just got his ankle to fight you off with. It's tough defending against that. Strickland picks up another 2 points and scores 5-0. He's showing his dominance over Thomas Simmons. He's just not giving him a chance to do anything.
No, he's definitely controlling the whole match. I mean, Simmons is obviously tough. He's not showing him any respect, but Strickland is just dominating him the whole time. Right here, he's going for a little Sorello roll through. Gets the arm between his legs. He hooks it with his other hand, and he rolled him right to his back. Right here. Right. Gets behind him. He's got 2 back points. Goes right back behind him again.
Again, we're going to see that a lot this year, and we're going to show you moves and try to bring you along right at home so you can show the neighbors how to wrestle. Wrestle with your wife, wrestle with your kids. We're trying to teach you all we can, and we appreciate your comments. And just give us a call at the station, ACC 40, if there's something you want to see or something you want to tell us. Please come up to us at the matches. We'll be glad to talk to you. We're here for you to highlight these great area wrestling, which is the best in the country. Right here in the Tidewood area, we're very fortunate to have the quality of coaches and teams that we have here. And the performance of Great Bridge today and the performance of our teams in the Virginia Duels is only testimony to the quality of high school wrestling and your fan support, and it's been great. We're here in the second period in the feature match. Mark Strickland and Thomas Simmons. Strickland, the state champ. Simmons, the regional champ for Franklin County.
Proven to be the best match, I think, of this dual meet, and Mark's definitely controlling the whole match.
He just not giving him an opportunity to do anything. Score 7-0, and that's pretty well is what the score really is. He's got that much of a lead, and he's just doing everything right. I've seen you do that very effectively. You like lifting them in the air. They're hard to do anything when you're up in the air.
Yeah, that's he gets him in a claw lift, what we call a claw. He try to grab high on his neck and wait for him to stand up. You kind of bait him a little bit, let him come up, and as he does, you reach in his crotch and lift him straight to the ceiling. Bring him head down first. Usually the legs will come apart. You reach through with your leg and turk it, take him right to his back.
That's the end of the second period. We're going into the third period with a score of 7-0. Mark Strickland over Thomas Simmons, and they take neutral. We're here in the third period of the 145-pound weight class, and Strickland wasted no time and shooting right in high lift takedown. He's going to score back points. 9, 10, 11. The score is 11-0. He's got a major decision right here over the regional champ, and Strickland, the state champ, is showing that he is the wrestler that a blue chip wrestler that a lot of colleges are going to be drooling all over all year long. Strickland dominating this match over Thomas Simmons, the captain, one of the captains of the Franklin County team. Simmons is the regional champ. Strickland is the state champ. The score is 11-0, and he's well in control, but Strickland is let him up. He's going to go ahead and try to get that. Whoa, nice shot by Simmons. His best shot of the day.
Yeah, he came in with a nice shot in for a single leg, but he stayed on his knees. It's a common mistake for most high schoolers. They don't finish that on that single leg, come up to a lift, and Mark Strickland definitely took advantage of it. Now he's unlocked his hands. going in for what we call a butt drag. He's got his left hand down, grabbing his arm, reaches his other hand up the crotch, and kind of tries to scoot right on around behind him.
Score top 43, Hartman 11. Rest of the money time, Brian Wilson. And Caleb.
And here it is.
Strickland,
it's a 13-1, and Strickland cuts him, going for that major decision. You got to get got to score some takedowns or take him right to his back.
Yep, he's going for another 2 and make it 15-2 right here. Still trying, no 2 yet. He's got to pop his head out of there. There it is. Should be 2. We got it right there. Makes it 15-2.
Not enough time. 15-2. 145-pound weight class. Mark Strickland, the state champ, over Thomas Simmons, the captain and regional champion. Let's shoot to the referees, guys. What's happening? Give us some scores.
I just finished wrestling the Franklin County PA match, which Franklin County won 47-14. Princess Anne had a tremendous victory at a 189-pounder. He had a fall. Other than that, Franklin County dominated the match from start to finish.
Just had a real rough one myself. A Western Branch over Denby. Western Branch fell behind 9-0 and then started coming back from there, where Brett Thompson, Western Branch's runner-up, over Kyle Hathaway, Peninsula District 3rd, beats him 4-0, and from there on in, it was all Western Branch. Western Branch wins it 38-19. Western Branch looks pretty darn good for as many guys as they lost last year, and they're going to do nothing but improve as the year goes by. Denby, they were shorthanded. They had 3 guys taking SATs and another gentleman that was out of town. So Denby, the Peninsula District powerhouse, which you'll see in the Virginia Duels, is also going to continue to improve as time goes on. This refereeing, it's not as easy as it looks. A lot of tough calls on the edges. You can see the referees moving in position and being at the right place. So wrestling continues, and I got another match. We're in a 152-pound match. Carlos Eason, the senior, ranked #1 in the area, 4th in the state. And this is a great one, 4th in the state and 4th in the state here. Hogan Meanfree. We'll get a clarification on that name, but Hassan Amenethi for Franklin County, 4th in the state last year. Against Carlos Eason, also 4th in the state last year. So this is a good one. Another surprise match, and this is where Franklin County's strength is in the upper weights, and so is Great Bridge. The team score at this time is 27-6, favor of Great Bridge over Franklin County. Great Bridge with 48 matches in a row. 2 wins here today in the Kickoff Classic, and Franklin County came with 2 wins. This is the feature match. Both teams run into this match undefeated. Great Bridges looks like as they're well on the way. The match isn't out of reach by any means. Franklin County has enough matches. They're going to have to come up with a lot of pins to pull it out. But they can still pull this match out. But they're going to have to come on with their strength. We've got some good matches coming up at heavyweight. 2 state place winners. The Dumpster will be making his 1992 debut here just in a few minutes. There's a timeout on the mat, and while we have timeout, let's kick back to the referees for some more scores of the matches here at the Kickoff Classic.
Okay, hi, I'm Ray Balsman. Just finished refereeing the Woodbridge and Poquoson match. Final score is 42-16. It was a close match midway through, and then towards the end, Woodbridge's heavyweights put the pressure on and got some pins and blew them away. And again, the final score, 42-16 Woodbridge. Back to you, Frank.
Here we are at the 152-pound weight class with Hassan Menifee from Franklin County and Carlos Eason from Great Bridge. Score is 7-0. favor of Easton. Easton placed 4th in the state last year, ranked number 1 in the region. And Menifee was also 4th in the state last year. The team scored 27-6. Jody Staler here with our guest announcer. Great Bridge has just looked awesome all day long.
Yeah, they have. Every guy up and down the lineup has come out and just taking it to these Franklin County guys, and same with Franklin County. They haven't respected Great Bridge at all. Carlos here seems to really be in control of this match. From what I hear, he's one of the better wrestlers on the Great Bridge team. He's really improved 100%, they say, from last year, and they're looking for him to be one of their state champs this year.
So Carlos is pretty well in control, 7-0, and doesn't seem to be letting up a bit. At the Kickoff Classic, we've had 15 teams from around the state, 7 of the top 10 teams in the region. Continual dual meets, 3 matches at a time. Hope you've enjoyed our features, our training room feature, our feature on the referees. Trying to give you a little different perspective. We're going to do a lot of different fun things this year. And we're going to bring you a lot of wrestling. Next we'll be bringing you the Midwest Classic, where Great Bridge is in quest of their #1 ranking here in the state championship. We've got a break in the action, and while we do, we're going to kick back to the studio to Rich and Mickey. Hey guys.
Back to more coverage from the Lake Taylor Kickoff Classic very shortly here on Sports Beat 40. But before we go to that, earlier in the day, Frank Lipoli had an opportunity to talk to a couple of wrestling officials about what it's like to be on the mat.
You're right, I have changed uniforms, and with me is Tom McMillan and Ray Balsman, 2 of the top premier referees in the area. They're my idols. See what kind of job I can do today. But the coaches work hard with the kids practice. But without the referees, ain't nobody know what the score is. But when we're out there refereeing, would you consider the focal points on what we need to do to have our job done right?
Well, the most important thing, I think, is to hustle and try and be in position so that you can call takedowns, control when it happens, and really work hard on back points, because that's one of the most important things. The kid works hard to put someone on his back, and then he needs to be rewarded for doing that. So referees really have to hustle once someone goes on their back.
I think it's important to stay focused, stay really in tune and what the kids are doing out there, and to anticipate what's going on. You can tell if the referee's focused or whether he's daydreaming. It's really important, and the kids deserve our concentration out there. Ray, the safety of the kids is real important.
Well, preventive refereeing is probably the key to being a good referee. For a referee to be seen but not interfere with the match, but to be there when he sees a situation occurring where he's got to stop the match. The most important thing for us to do is make sure that the wrestlers are safe.
Well, there's no more left to do than to blow the whistle and start the match. And we've all got matches to do. It's a new feature that we've got this year, and we're going to bring you a lot more about the rules and what the referees do to make the match happen. We're here in the 3rd period, the 152-pound weight class. Carlos Eason and Fagan Menifee from Franklin County. The team scores 27-6. This will pretty well wrap it up for Great Bridge. The lead will be too insurmountable for them to come back unless they really come up with it and pin on their way out. It'll be their only chance. On both sides of us here at the Titan Kickoff Classic, we've got Cox Wrestling on one side and Western Branch on the other. So it's a great dual meet action. Menifee trying to get something going here against Carlos Eason, but everywhere Carlos turns, it seems to be in the right direction. Right. He picks up 2 more points.
That's right. He's going to try to take him to his back now and try for a pin. Right here, he needs to get his head in the side and try to hook that head and go for inside. He lost a leg. Really looking good here on this match. Really controlling this
Very good wrestlers. Made a very good wrestler look totally helpless out there.
That's right. I mean, both fourth in the state, and so both basically having the same amount last year, and Carlos proven how much he's improved over this past year. Really looks good, this match, controlling it.
Menifee has been just totally outclassed in the whole match. At 9-0, Menifee was first in the district, first in the region, fourth in the state, but hasn't really been able to get a whole lot going here today against Carlos Easton. If this is a barometer of how far Carlos has come, he's come a long way, and they could look for big things for them from Carlos here for Great Bridge this season. They're going to need it if they want to. They've got some tough matches in quest of the national championship. A few years ago, it's hard to imagine that, but it's definitely within Great Bridge's grasp.
That's right. I mean, these guys are tough, and they're hard-nosed, and they're willing to put forth the effort, which is a lot of times hard to find in high school kids today. And these kids are all good kids and really striving to be their best.
Seven seconds remaining here in the third period. Easton over Menifee, and that's going to be the final score is 9-0, which is 4 points for Great Bridge, which will increases Great Bridge leads of 31-6 over a very good Franklin County team. Where that takes us to the 160-pound weight class. Let's kick back to the studio to Rich and Mickey. Hey, guys.
To no one's surprise, except perhaps the coach of Franklin County, Great Bridge dominating here, and we'll be back to more action in a few moments. The real test for Great Bridge will come later in the season when they travel to Ohio, and then later, and when the Virginia Duels start, when they'll take on the #1 ranked team in the nation from Jefferson Township in New Jersey. Frank Lapoli, who happens to be the director of the Virginia Duels, announced this week who will be wrestling who at the Virginia Duels.
On Friday night, we're going to have what we call the Peninsula Prime Time, which will highlight the Peninsula Wrestling. At 5 o'clock, our feature match will be Menchville against Denby, and that match will be televised by ACC 40, and that tape will be presented to the Peninsula so that it can be aired over on Cablevision. We think that's a big step to make it important to everyone, just not to the kids, and to highlight what the kids do. Then on Saturday morning, something I've always wanted to do is bring in another powerhouse team from out of the state. And this year we are able to do that. We have 5 defending state championship teams in the event. Then we move on to what we call our main event. And our main event this year will literally make a great impact on the nation in high school athletics. We have 7 nationally ranked high schools at the Duels this year. We will, for the first time, have the 2 high school matches will be televised, again thanks to ACC 40. The teams that are ranked in our main event, and we have, like I said, 5 defending state championship teams. We have 3 teams that have been named recently by by USA Today national ranking, which will come out tomorrow. We have Phillipsburg from New Jersey, which is the defending Pennsylvania state champion in, I think, Division 2. And then we have Great Western Branch, which is also an honorable mention, which has been runner-up in the state. Congratulations, and they've also honorable mention. And Kempsville, which will put 4 state place winners on the mat, 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 5th, I believe. And they've also been mentioned as a preseason honorable mention of national ranking. I believe that's the most Virginia teams that have ever been ranked at one time. It's 4. And our other one will be Grundy. Out of Pennsylvania, we have a team that will be wrestling Green Run, and they have 12 starters back, and they're ranked 7th in the country, and they'll be wrestling a greatly improved And credit to the program on Green Run Team, thanks to Jack Harcourt, who's with us today. And also, Phillipsburg will be wrestling Western Branch. That's 2 nationally ranked high schools wrestling again. And Northampton, Phillipsburg, Kempsville will be wrestling Jefferson Township. Let me speak about that for a minute. Grundy, like I mentioned, was ranked 7th. Jefferson Township will be coming to the Virginia Duels ranked #1 in the country. Now, we only had one other team ranked #1 in the country, and everybody might remember that Midwest City, Oklahoma, and they left ranked #1 in the country. And here's an opportunity to bring back the #1 team in the country. First, they have to get by Kempsville High School, and in trying to pick who would wrestle the #1 team in the country first, I thought the best thing to do was pick the team that had the most experience wrestling the #1 team in the country first. So it was a fairly easy selection, putting Kempsville up against a would-be national champion. Then we have Great Bridge. Great Bridge, which is news to no one, is probably their best team that they've ever put on the mat, and it's only deserving that USA Today's picked them to be ranked #2 in the country. So the possibility exists that Great Bridge, #2 in the country, could possibly, hopefully, wrestle Jefferson Township, #1 in the country. If that occurs, that will be the first time that the #1 and #2 ranked teams in the country have wrestled since the mid-1980s. Okay, here we are right back at the 160-pound weight class. Frank Lipoti and Jody Staler, former 3-time state champ at Great Bridge High School. And we've got Jamie Kelly at the 160-pound weight class and John Muse, 160, a 10th grader. Kelly ranked 1st in the area. He was 2nd in the state.
Yeah, Jamie's really hungry this year. He really wants to go out and win it this year, and just wants to prove to everybody he's the best in that weight anywhere. And he's really worked hard this past year, and I think he's definitely got a good shot of winning it again this year. Really looking tough throughout the whole beginning of the year, preseason, and now his first 2 matches look really good.
John Muse, one of the few underclassmen in the lineup. Franklin County's loaded with seniors, as is Great Bridge. And oddly enough, Franklin County came here to the Titan Classic specifically to wrestle Great Bridge. Well, they definitely bought off more than they can chew, because they gave a gallant effort at winning 2 matches coming into this dual meet, but just haven't been able to get anything going against Great Bridge, who dominated the match from start to finish. And Great Bridge so far has, coming into this match, out of 26 matches wrestled, has only lost 3. So it won 23 matches today, individual matches coming into this match here, and they've only lost 1 match in this, so they've only given up lost 4 matches all day long. That's pretty impressive. Out of 36 matches wrestled.
Jamie's looking really tough here. Really looking good. The kid he's wrestling just kind of a little too young and a little too immature to keep up with Jamie. He's really giving a good effort. Really looks like a good athlete, but Jamie's just really looks good. He's really been practicing hard, and I think he's going to prove it here in the matches to come and in the state championship.
All right, 4-2. The score seems a little closer than it is, but Jamie's been controlling the bout all the way. There's Jamie with a little, what is that? A little
nice little sweep to a barrel roll. Really nice. He keeps the arm, and he just takes him right to his back. It's one of the things Jamie's really good at, is one of his bread and butter holds, we call it.
Muse has been able to keep it close, with the score is 10-2. It was close a few minutes ago, a couple of seconds ago, but Kelly has jumped off to a lead with takedowns, and then a takedown and whipped Muse right to his back. With me is Jody Staler. Jody's been doing some expert commentary, former Great Bridge wrestler, 3-time state champion. Kelly really looks good, and the Great Bridge team is marching through this. It's pretty well out of reach for Franklin County at this point.
Yeah, I think so. Franklin County coming in was kind of confident, which they, every team needs to be, but definitely got a little. I guess they went to school, I guess you could say, and they learned at Great Bridge what kind of a team these guys are. I mean, they're ranked second in the country and very well deserving of that honor, and I don't think there's anybody that's going to stop them in their quest to Ohio and winning that tournament out there and going on maybe to be the #1 team in the country if they can.
Well, Kelly seems to be turning up the burners, and seems to be in total control here, and 14-3 is kind of a blueprint for a lot of the matches Great Bridge have wrestled, just pecking away, and then coming up with the fall late in the match, almost getting a workout, and they've kept it tense all the way through. The team score is 31-6 here going into the 160-pound match. Looks like Kelly is pouring it on here. 15 seconds to go here in the second period. And there's a fall. A pin for Jamie Kelly over John Muse at the 160-pound weight class. Makes the score 37-6. Great Bridge is in a command. It's not whether they're going to win. It's out of reach. It's just how many points they can finish up putting on here at the scoreboard. 160-pound match ends in a fall for Jamie Kelly. This takes us to the 180, 171-pound weight class. Billy Alford for Great Bridge, a 10th grader, one of the rare 10th graders in the lineup, against Derek Poindexter, nicknamed the Surgeon. They call him the Surgeon. We'll see how much he can operate here on Billy Alford, and he's a senior from Franklin County, first in the district, second in the region last year. This will be a good test for a very young Billy Alford.
With a nice lift right there to a Turk, but the guy kind of rolled out on him. And Billy seems that he's been working out hard in the wrestling room. He's been paying close attention to these guys that were just up here earlier. That's kind of their studs. And he seems to be really doing a good job here with this Derek Poindexter. Really looks good. Hope looking to be a starter here later on, future years here for Great Bridge.
Four to nothing, kind of surprising for a young guy against a very experienced Derek Poindexter, a senior, against a 10th grader. Poindexter was first in the district and second in the region, right?
Yeah, he was. He definitely looks good for this Billy Alford. He really looks tough here in the opening.
Right, a lot of experience out on the mat for Franklin County, and a lot of inexperience. It's just testimony to the depth that Great Bridge has.
Yeah, definitely, and this kid really shows really the ability of Steve Martin, his coaching ability. I mean, to take a kid that's this young and to teach him and get him in the wrestling room and work on holds, to be able to go out with a experienced senior who's obviously has a great record, has been to the state qualifier, and just really looks tough. Whoa.
There's that youngness right there, a little overextended, and he's okay though. He hasn't given up anything yet. The score is now 4-3. Didn't go to his back though. right, this brings us to the second period at the 171-171-pound weight class. Billy Alford, a 10th grader from Great Bridge, making a great showing for himself against Derek Poindexter, and right now he's on the winning end of the match, winning 4-3 over a very experienced Derek Poindexter, who was first in the district and second in the region last year, a senior against a 10th grader for Great Bridge. As you can hear, screams and hollers. There's matches to our right. Woodbridge against Western Branch on one side, and Cox just finished a match with Herndon High School. So it's been a lot of exciting action here at the Kickoff Classic. And we're in our feature match of Great Bridge against Franklin County. Jody Staler here today with us as our guest announcer. A lot of things we've brought you, and this match, oh, nice, perfect picture, see those toes? Picture perfect takedown by Poindexter, and that well, it ties the score at 5-5. But I don't think that's right, it had an escape and a takedown. So that makes it 5-5. They've changed the rule this year. In case of a tie, at the end of regulation, they go to an overtime where there is a 2-minute overtime. The first person to score wins. So, and then if there's no score there, they go to a referee's position, and if you escape, you win, or if you ride the guy out, you win. Here in the second period, 26 seconds to go. 5-5 is the score. Billy Alford over Derek Poindexter. All right, that's the end of the second period, the start of the third period. We'll kick back to the studio to and see what the guys have got in store for us now.
Before we return to coverage of the Titan Kickoff Classic here on Sports Beat 40, let's go to an interview that Frank Lipoli had earlier with the wrestling coach and sponsor of this tournament, Russell Flynn.
Thanks, guys. I'm with Russell Flynn, and Russell Flynn is the Kickoff Classic. Russell's been in wrestling for a number of years. We go way back. And the Kickoff Classic is another one of the great wrestling experiences in the Tidewater area. It's rivaled by nothing but the Virginia Duels. And actually, the two events complement each other. Russell, your Kickoff Classic has continued to grow. You've got a great field here. It's getting a great reputation. Congratulations, and it takes a lot to put something like this together.
Well, you know, Frank, how much it takes. I know you do. You do the same kind of thing. I know it takes an awful lot of work to put this together, and I'm tired right now, but I've got a grin on my face because it's almost over and everybody's having a good time. These matches out here are great, and I'm just proud to be a part of this and proud of all the people that have helped put this together. And I'd like to thank a lot of them. One man just left, Alex Vargo just left, who really helps us out quite a bit, who lives out in Franklin, Virginia. And I'd like to bring somebody up here right now, Dr. Shaw from the Orthopedic Associations of Virginia and Sports Medicine. Without him, this could not have taken place. This is Dr. Shaw from the orthopedics people out there in Chesapeake, really. Dr. Shaw?
It is with great pleasure that we continue to support the Titan Kickoff Classic here at Lake Taylor, and we're looking forward to another good year of sports in the Hampton Roads area.
Dr. Shaw, we really appreciate you and your group, and to have a group like you here to give the first class first-class treatment to any injured athlete. I mean, we can't top that at all. We just are so glad to have you with us.
Well, thanks, and it's our pleasure to be here.
I appreciate the check, too, guys.
Thank you, Doctor.
Let's talk wrestling. Titan Kickoff Classic, 15 teams from around the around the state.
Right. We have James Wood here, Herndon, Franklin County. We have Woodbridge. All of them have committed to come back. Centerville has said they're going to come next year, which is a team that was third in the state. Kempsville, I had them make a definite commitment tonight to make sure they're back next year. All these other teams, I'm pretty sure everyone will be back. Most of them have already committed. Plus, Brighton, New York has definitely said they're coming next year. This is growing. It's becoming a big deal. And the Virginia Duels, I think the Kickoff Classic and the Virginia Duels complement each other.
Oh, no question about that. The field itself, the thing that's unique, I feel, about the Kickoff Classic, it brings everybody together in a wrestling festival and kind of lets your feet get wet. You're still developing your squad. You're still trying to see where you are and where you need to go.
Right at the beginning of the year, it's a barometer, it's a test. Everybody gets a feel how hot or cold the water is, how hard they got to work for the rest of the year. They're rubbing shoulders with the best kids in the state, and that's what it's all about. That's the way to start the year off.
Lake Taylor's got one of its best teams, supposedly, in the years, and you had a good showing here in the Kickoff Classic.
Well, thanks to people like Ken Whitley and Robert Turan, who helped me on my staff. We were missing 4 people today. 4 of our top wrestlers were SAT in it, and we had a neck injury and an ankle injury, and we could have wrestled them, but we didn't. And that hurt us a little bit, but everyone's in the same boat. Everybody's like that here in this first week of the wrestling season.
Lake Taylor was second in the Eastern District last year. What's it look like for the Eastern District in the 92-93 season?
I think it's going to be a great season in the Eastern District. Maury, of course, is a tough team. That's going to be our main competition, along with Norview. Then there's Granby. And I really feel that it's going to be really a tough go at that Eastern District Championship. But Lake Taylor's never won the Eastern District Championship in 25 years. And Ken Whitley said this: we're going to win it this year. And I believe the old man is right. We're going to give it a go.
Russell Flynn, creator of the Titan Kickoff Classic. Without him, we wouldn't be here now. A great job. And we've got some more scores to you. Referees, what's happening?
Hi, referee Ray Bowsman just finished the Princess Anne Herndon match. Princess Anne jumped out to an early lead, but Herndon came back and made it tight through the middle weight classes. Towards the end, starting with 160-pounder Chris Sabo, Herndon started to show their dominance and finished the match strong, beating Princess Anne 33-29. Back to you, Frank.
Welcome back. We're in the third period of the 170-pound weight class. Frank Lipoli and Jody Staler here with the score 5-5. Billy Alford and Derek Poindexter are tied going into the third period. If it's tied, they'll go in overtime 2 minutes, and then if it's still tied, they'll have a referee's position. Whoever escapes or rides the opponent out will be the winner of the match. Poindexter, a senior, who's first in the district and second in the region. And Billy Alford, just a rookie in the lineup, just a 10th grader, and really making a good showing for himself here in his first half. Very impressive showing for himself.
Yeah, definitely. He looks tough. I mean, he's young and he's inexperienced, but he's really taking it to this guy. He's not intimidated by him at all. This really shows Stevens' ability to coach. I mean, take a young kid like this to go against a senior who is a state qualifier, and it looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here.
A lot of trouble. Yeah. Kind of put himself there, but whatever happens, I got to be impressed with his performance here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a young kid like that can make one little small wrong mistake that can just take one 10-minute talk to, and he'd probably never do it again.
It's too bad. He wrestled a great match and he was winning. Well, it was tied at the time, but that's a fall for Derek Poindexter, and that will make the team score 37-12. Franklin County's only 2 wins, both by falls, and this will bring us at the 189-pound weight class. But before we go any farther, let's go back to the studio to Mickey.
For Great Bridge at 189, Joey Goff. At 189 for Franklin County, Landon Cuff.
Welcome back. We're at the 189-pound weight class with
Joey Guth and Landon Cuff.
Joey is new to the lineup. What year is he?
I'm not too sure. I think Joey is a junior, I believe.
The junior in the lineup, and Landon Cliff is a 10th grader. Landon Cuff. And the match is pretty well decided. The score is 37-12 in favor of Great Bridge over a very determined Franklin County team. Both teams had 2 wins going into this feature match, and Great Bridge has showed that they're for real this year and definitely have a shot at maybe getting their ranking from number 2 in the country, which they currently are, to number 1. Joey Garth, is now jumped out to a 4-1 lead on another takedown, and he's wrestling on the same style that Great Bridge has wrestled all day: attack, 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 and attack again. And with me is Jody Staler, and the team has really looked really in shape this early in the season.
Yeah, they have. Steve's really getting them ready. He's pushed them hard, and he's really getting them ready for this, going to Ohio for the big tournament out there. And he's really looking forward to that, and he's really got this team. They've been going 2-a-days already, and really, really look good. I mean, really showing a lot of enthusiasm in the room, not really slacking off, just taking everything Steve can dish out to them, and they're really looking tough.
Is there any concern about them peaking too soon?
Well, that's what a lot of people are talking, and what Steve is trying to do, he's trying to peak them now for the Ohio Open, and then maybe take a little break, and just kind of let up a little bit, and then try to peak them again.
Coast after the duels.
That's right, yeah.
And keep them high for the duels, and coast when they really get into the soft part of their schedule, which is their district competition, and then bring them back up for the state meet.
That's right, yeah. Steve's he's definitely got a lot of experience and a lot of good coaching behind him. He's got his dad, Mr. Martin Sr., and he's got his brother Wayne, who's athletic director at Great Bridge now, and still coming in the room and still giving him advice. So he's not alone in this whole thing, so don't think about that. He's definitely the biggest part of it, but there's other aspects that are involved that a lot of people behind the scenes that people don't see.
Okay, this takes us to the second period with the score 4-1. Billy Alford, a 10th grader, Joey Garth, Guth. Yeah, I'll get these names right before the year's over. Joey Guth, a junior, against Landon Cuff, a 10th grader, as I'm looking around getting nods. That's right. And the score is now 5-2. And we're in the second period of the 189-pound weight class.
Really looking tough. Joey's controlling this match. Surprisingly, he's brand new into the room. He's just taking control of his opponent here, Landon. Landon, just a 10th grader. He's definitely got 2 years of learning to go, and I'm sure he's going to make a tough wrestler.
trying to sink that cradle, that inside cradle. If he gets his hand locked, this is the toughest pinning combination to get out of.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously. Yeah, it's a really good hold. We've drilled that a lot, and when I was in high school, Steve's continuing to do it now. It's the tightest pin in wrestling. It's really tight, and obviously Joey's been drilling it a little bit in the room.
That brings the score now to 43-12, favor of Great Bridge, and now we're at heavyweight with the #1 ranked, second in the state, Jason Edmondson, the Dumpster. Been waiting all year to say that. Jason Edmondson, the Dumpster. He's out here. The Edmondson, you remember, real colorful last year, ended up second in the state. And this is going to be a rematch because these guys hit in the state meet last year. Ricky Young finished 6th in the state, Edmondson 2nd in the state, and they hit each other in the quarterfinals, I think. The Dumpster ended up with a 7-1 win at that time, but I tell you what, both these guys looked impressive all day today.
Yeah, they have. Dumpster really looked good his past 2 matches, pinning both of them, and
physical, look real physical.
Yeah, Dumpster's known for his physicalness and just going right at it. He's kind of the epitome of the Great Bridge team, all balled up into one, I guess you could say. He's just taking charge of the match, going right at him, hard-nosed.
Well, he's going to stay with underhooks. You'll watch him reach in there and get these underhooks, kind of get a little bit of an angle. and bang a lot.
What he does is right off the whistle, he'll grab the guy's head, which makes him kind of what a guy, obviously, when you bang a guy's head down, he startles him a little bit. He throws his arms up a little bit, which gives you enough room to slip that underhook in. Once you get that underhook, you get to control the guy. It's the best way to control the tie-up is with an underhook.
Pick the pace up. They're trying to poop him out, trying to tire him down, bring him down so they can score on him, and it's pretty well been working the entire day, all day long. Great Bridge has been keeping a very intense pace and staying after him.
Got Ricky!
We're here in the first period of the heavyweights, the Battle of the Titans, and it's a good way to end it. There's been great matchups all the way through. Jason Edmondson, the Dumpster, second in the state last year against Ricky Young, both seniors. Young was 6th in the state last year. And they wrestled last year in the state meet, and this is a rematch for them.
Pick this up at the second period.
Now we're back here in the start of third period. The stalling point was assessed against Ricky Young, and that makes the score 2-0.
I didn't see him warned. No, I saw him warned. I didn't see another warning. And the stalling, what you do is you're warned once for stalling, and then if they warn you again, that's a point. And then they do it again, that's another point. If they have to do it a 3rd time, that's 2. And on the 4th time, if they have to do it, you're ejected from the match and you lose by default.
Oh, good move by Ricky Young. A good move for a big guy. Very agile move. And he backs out of there. And that'll make it 2-1. Jason Edmondson with the lead. That's a very good match for heavyweights. Oh, no.
Go by there. Oh.
Close, but no banana. Right across the line there. A couple more inches, and Edmondson would have secured a takedown, but that makes it 2-1 here in the third period. The battle of the state place winners, Edmondson, the Dumpster, 2nd in the state, and Ricky Young was 6th in the state. And Young, mistake going down your knees with big heavyweights.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they just kind of throw that weight on you and you fall right to the mat. That's Ricky's got to start opening up a little more, which is going to allow Dumpster to take advantage of his mistakes. And
here we are, 2-1. We're in the third period. The match is out of reach at this time. We've got a score of 40, I think it's 43. 43-12 favor of Great Bridge. extending their winning streak. And it looks like Great Bridge has wrapped it up and come up with 3 wins here in the Kickoff Classic. Franklin County came up with 2 big wins over Princess Anne and Cox High School. And the referees have done a great job telling you what the match they wrestled on and with the scores. I know the guys really enjoyed it. I want to thank Orthopedic Associates of Virginia for their training room coaching tip. Thank everyone involved with this great event. And hey, ACC 40s, we got some great matches, some fun things, some new innovative special effects we're going to be putting on the screen this year for you. So please call us. We appreciate your support. You're what make it happen. Edmondson scores a big takedown. Big because points are hard to come by in the heavyweights. That makes the score 5-1 with just 16 seconds to go. It's a big win for Edmondson here this early in the game.
That's right.
Quality heavyweight.
Yeah, it's just the first quality heavyweight he's hit, I think, of this dual meet tournament, and he's really shown that he's tough and he's hard-nosed and he's willing to stay in there. This is a big win. Should boost his confidence a little bit and get him ready to go into Ohio, ready for those guys up there, because believe me, they don't play games up there.
Big. He wanted some big heavyweight there.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, the dumpster. Jason Edmondson, the dumpster, wins it 5-1, and so does, and as he goes, so does Great Bridge. The final score, Great Bridge 46, Franklin County 12. It's been a great tournament, the Kickoff Classic. Jason Edmondson wins it by a score of 5-1, and Great Bridge goes out and wraps it up with a final score of 46-12. 46-12. Great Bridge extending their winning streak to 48 straight matches, ranked 2nd in the country. Jody Staler, I want to thank you for your help here. A little different being on this side of the camera. I know you're used to being out on the mat, but let's talk about this Great Bridge team. Ranked 2nd in the country, and looks like they're well on the way to making a claim for the #1 spot in the country.
That's right. They really look tough. They proved themselves out there today that they are willing of that 2nd ranking in the country. And I think this team is, with the coaches, Steven, and is really going to go a long ways. He's come a long way from his wrestling career to his coaching career. I think he's made the transition very well, and I think he's doing a really good job with his team.
I want to thank Jody Staler, and this is Frank Lapoli at the Kickoff Classic. I'm going to kick it back to the studios. The guys will give you a rundown on all the scores, recap all the scores of the day, and we'll see you out to the matches. We appreciate your support. I'll see you. Take this guy down right here.
That's going to do it for the Sports Beat 40 coverage of the Titan Kickoff Classic. But if you're a wrestling fan, be sure you stay with us here on ACC 40. Lots of wrestling planned, including the Midwest Wrestling Classic, which will include Great Bridge all the way from Ohio, the Hornet Holiday Classic, the Virginia Duels, a Great Bridge versus Cox match, the Great Bridge versus Western Branch match. We'll cover individual tournaments, starting with the Southeastern District and following it all the way to the state finals, and then finally also the dual tournament, starting with the region and going into the state finals. We hope you'll be here on ACC.